This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy viols. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. First and foremost, I would like to say, Call out Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Chakdash, the ones to the apostles and elders, great Nelson and Ruel. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole fellate, to all you brothers out there pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Shalom to all you brothers. Anyways, quick lesson, and I want to speak on the fact that I was going to say everybody's losing respect. Really, everybody, every nation, every country in this world has lost respect, fear, praise for America. Okay, nobody wants to fuck with America no more. Nobody wants to make business with America because they see how America plays. Okay, when it comes to making business with America, America plays dirty. Because if you try to make business with America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, is really trying to sneak up in there and take all your shit. You know, whether he'll try to do it, in a sneaky way, or he'll declare war on you and say, because you're doing this and you're doing that, we're gonna move up into your country and we're gonna, take control of all your goods, all your resources. We're gonna take everything for us. That's the way America plays. So now everybody in the world sees how America moves. Okay, America moves like a snake, like a serpent. Okay, cunning, deceitful. That's the way America moves. So now the whole world, not only do they not want to, play with you, so to speak, but they're making fun of you. They're mocking you because with this situation, specifically with the Afghanistan situation, the whole world saw your weakness. Okay, America couldn't even go up in there and take over after 20 plus years. When America declared war on Afghanistan, and now look, they had a retreat. You pretty much them people in Afghanistan ran them motherfuckers out. and here it is, America's supposed to be the big bad, tough guy, the one with all the weapons, the one with all the money, the one with the biggest military in the world. Okay, the biggest military spending in the world, the top-notch military vehicles and weapons. But here it is, the Arabs in Afghanistan made you run with your tails tucked between your legs, like a bunch of bitches, and the whole world saw that. So now the whole, in front of the whole world, in front of the world stage, you are made a laughing stock. Everybody's mocking you. Everybody's talking shit about you because you failed miserably. You couldn't even take the Arabs down. But really, man, the Most High put the spirit on the Arabs. The Most High gave them a warrior spirit. That's why the Ishmaelites out there, which the Arabs are really the Ishmaelites, in the scriptures. That's why the Ishmaelites fought. They fought tooth and nail. They fought so damn hard. These people were willing to blow themselves up. These people are willing to do whatever the fuck they had to do to get your dudes up out of there. Okay, because first of all, that war in Afghanistan and even throughout the Middle East, and not just the Middle East, but all the different wars that you devils declared, out there in Vietnam and certain other countries. Okay, America has failed in so many ways, in so many different wars, in so many different situations, that people have lost total respect for you. They don't fear you as like the way people these other countries used to fear you, because all the power is leaving you. Okay, the power has left you. Just like Rome, at one point Rome was was a bully. But then what happened? Rome eventually fell. The same thing with America. America's no different than Rome. Just like Rome fell, America's gonna fall too. Okay, but America's destruction, America's fall is gonna be worse than Rome's, because America's gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. After this nuclear holocaust pops off, okay, the World War III. But it says right here, when will they learn? Beijing taunts Washington, claiming Afghanistan is another example that military intervention doesn't work. So Beijing, China, the Moabites are taunting your dumbass. Okay, it says Beijing has issued a further rebuke of Washington's foreign policy, claiming the fall of Kabul further highlights that U.S. military interventions aren't working and that the vast war chest could have been better spent elsewhere. It says on Friday, China's foreign ministry spokeswoman delivered another damning appraisal of U.S. interventionist policy. stating that Washington has a terrible track record of trying to shape other countries in accordance with its own ideals. Exactly, because this is what America tries to do, right? They'll declare war on a different country, and they'll try to spread that philosophy or that democracy on these other countries, which that democracy really is demonic as hell. Okay, because America's democracy is really to push wickedness. Okay, you could have the alphabet people, put these alphabet people on a pedestal. Give these women rights to be a bunch of sluts and whores. And other things. Okay, this is what democracy spreads. It spreads confusion. It spreads wickedness. Okay, it spreads lies. So that's why them Arabs out there in Afghanistan, man, that's why they were fighting so hard. But you see, and then what America does is they'll declare other people terrorists, right? When really all they're doing is they're defending their way of life. They're defending their country, their goods, their resources. But then America has a nerve to call all these other people terrorists, when in reality, you Edomites, the so-called white man, is a real terrorist. Okay, look at what he did to our brothers, the so-called Native American Indians here in America, or what is now known as America. He came, raped, robbed, and murdered all, the Gadites, the so-called Native American Indian brothers, man, and women, children, elderly, young. So who was the real terrorist? When you look at the track record of the so-called white man, these Edomites, they all you hear about is fucking war, destruction, bringing pain and suffering throughout the whole world. So really, the real terrorist is the so-called white man, America. But it says Washington has a terrible track record of trying to shape other countries in accordance with its own ideals. Exactly. Like I said, they try to spread that, their wicked democracy. Okay, so here it is, right here. You have the Moabites, so-called Chinese, mocking you, you dumbasses. And then over here you have, it says ultimate insult. It says Taliban fighters mock iconic Iwo Jima flag-raising photo, posing in seized U.S. military gear. So here it is. These Ishmaelites, they're straight up mocking you, man, because you see the picture on the left. That's a very infamous picture, a very famous picture that these Edomites took, right? But then on the right, you have the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs, mocking you, and they're putting their flag on the soil. So that was a huge victory for the Ishmaelites out there in the Middle East. So now what do you think is gonna happen, man? All these other Ishmaelites out there in the Middle East, they just got emboldened, because they saw, damn, hey, our brothers out there in Afghanistan, the mother Ishmaelites in Afghanistan took these people out. Shit, we can do the same. And not just the Middle East, but other countries. Other countries saw, like I said, the whole world saw this. So now they see, like, damn, America's weak. America's not the once powerful kingdom that it once was. Okay. So you see the whole world talking shit about you. The whole world is mocking you devils, man. America. You see, and that's a sign of America's downfall. That's a huge sign. So we're at the end of this thing. We're at the end of America's destruction, of America's downfall. And this is all prophecy. This was said, it was told in the scriptures, and it's happening right before our very own eyes. But of course, people don't see it because they don't know the prophecies. They don't know the secrets and the mysteries of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because it wasn't given unto them. Okay, even amongst the people that call themselves Israelites. Okay, all these different Israelite groups. Okay, which the ones that have 100% truth is beginning with the Apostle Great Milson on down, from the other brothers I learned from them, and that's it. But let me go ahead and get the scripture. I'll start at verse 9. It says, "Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth." Exactly, and the dead that it's talking about here is actually talking about these other nations, even the chief ones of the earth. So all these other nations, like the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, who else? The Hamites. Okay, even the Hamites hate true Edomites. Okay, the Japhetic people, so on and so forth. Pretty much the whole, all the other nations, they're coming against you now. Okay, they're coming against America. So now everything, all the bullying that America did, that Babylon the Great did throughout its time, during its history, is coming back to bite them in the ass. because now all these other countries are gaining nuclear capabilities. Now they're all getting top-notch weaponry and military vehicles. So now everything that America did is coming back to, to bite them in the ass. Whatever they call it, karma. What goes around comes around. Okay, so it says it has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Exactly. So pretty much the Most High rose up these other nations, to have some type of power now. Like I said, nuclear capabilities. That's the big one right there. That's the biggie. So now America's kind of, every time America tries to push up into a country that has nuclear capabilities, it has to think twice now. Okay, America can't do what it what it once was doing, just running up into these different countries and steamrolling them, killing civilians and shit like that, declaring war, bringing nothing but suffering and pain, killing, bombing children. America can't do that no more. Okay, because now these other countries can actually push, they actually have the power to push a red button and send nuclear missiles on your bitch ass. So now America has to think twice before they push up on somebody. It says it has raised up from the thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? So this is what these other nations are saying now. Like, damn, these Ishmaelites out there in Afghanistan took these devils up. They took America out, then we can do the same thing. So the whole world saw your weakness. The whole world had seen that you, as once, as a once great kingdom that you once were, now the whole world, saw, they saw you at your weakest point. Because throughout time, man, this is America's weakest point. We're at America's weakest point. You see, not just militarily, but economically. What else? The infrastructure is crumbling. So everything about America, even Edomites here in America don't love America no more. Even certain so-called white people, they're like, fuck, America's done. They see the downfall of their beautiful, their beloved country, as they call it. So it says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy viols. Okay, now let me look up the word pomp, which is exaltation, majesty, pride, excellence, pride, arrogance. So that's what it is. Okay, their majesty, their pride, their excellence. So thy pomp is brought down to the grave. Your excellency, okay, your pride, your majesty, because at one point, people, throughout the whole world, they wanted to come to America. America was a place to be. America was a place you could make it. You could make money for your families and take money back home. Okay, America was once revered, loved, respected, feared, but all that shit is out the window. Because like the scripture says, thy spirit has been lifted up, meaning all your demons, all your skeletons, have gone to the forefront. And now the whole world has, pretty much the Most High unblinded these people of what America really is, which is nothing but a warmongering, war declaring, rape, rob, and murder country. To the point where, like, even people that came from other countries are going back to the countries they came from. Okay, they came over here as immigrants, but now they're like, man, fuck this shit. I'm going back home. So now a lot of these people are going back to Europe. They're going back to the Middle East. They're going back to Africa, because they see, like, America's not the same. Okay, let's say, for example, they might have came here and they've been here for generations. Their great grandfathers might have came over here. But now, these newer generations from these other countries, they're like, man, we should get the fuck up out of here. There's no more money to be made here in America. So all these different immigrant, families that have been here for years, they're all going back. You see, but people don't want to talk about that because people are waking up. It says, The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? And this ain't talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, because the word Lucifer means light bearer. Okay, the bringers of light. Which that's really talking about the elite of Esau, the so-called, as they call them, the Illuminati or whatever. Okay, like the Rothschilds or Rockefellers, the super powerful trillionaire families that call the shots, that control governments and control money systems and shit like that. Okay, that's who it's talking about. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation? So we're seeing these elite of Esau being cut down right before our very own eyes, which didst weaken the nations. Okay. Let me skip down to verse 16, and it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? So, and did this scripture is talking about, of course, when we see them in the kingdom, when we have them in subjection, when we have them in slavery. Okay, beginning with the elite of Esau all the way to the lowest tier Edomite. But even today, even amongst these other nations, this is what they're saying. They're like, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Because they're seeing they're seeing the white man's weakness now. They're seeing that the so-called white man is not as powerful as he once was. America, the same thing. Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened out the house of his prisoners. Exactly, because this is what America did. America would declare war on these other countries just because America wanted to take all the goods and the resources that never belonged to him. Okay, so much so that he stole lands. He made people slaves. So this is the history of the so-called white man. This is the history of America. Okay, he dropped bombs on innocent people even to this very day. Okay, civilians are being bombed, children are being bombed by the so-called white man, but they don't want to talk about that. Not just that, but there's actually killing squads in the American army. There's killing squads in the Australian army. There's killing squads in the English army, which RT News spoke about this, how there's actually killing squads in these Edomite armies, in these so-called white people's militaries, how they go around and they're actually killing civilians. They're killing young people. If they don't give them what they want to hear, and these people they came out and said how these people were civilians, women, elderly people, and these hit squads, these killing squads, were going around in the Middle East today. They're going around and they're killing civilians. They're shooting them. They're executing them. So you tell me who the real fucking terrorist is, man? Who the fuck? Who is the devil of this world? Only a devil would do shit like that. The so-called white. That's why the so-called white man is the devil. Because he's doing shit that only a devil would do, man. So it says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed cities thereof, that opened out the house of his prisoners. So this man literally made countries wilderness. This man literally went throughout the whole world destroying cities. Making people homeless without homes, because here it is, Esau bombed the shit out of these different cities and countries. Okay, what was it? Nagasaki, Hiroshima, whatever you call them. Okay, that's another example. And there's thousands of examples of what the so-called white man did throughout his history. So now all of that, everything he did, guess what, is going to come back on his plate. Okay, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to bring judgment upon you now. Okay, he's going to take you down and he's going to put us back up. The true kings, the true rulers of this planet, of the universe that the Most High created. His sons, his children, the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay, we are the true rulers, we are the true kings that belong on the top. Okay, and the Most High is going to make that happen. Okay, and the reason why we're at the bottom right now, the reason why you see us in the ghettos, you see us in the hoods, you see us, our people are all fucked up, they're in drugs, they're selling drugs, they're killing each other, is because part of the curses, because we went off. So right now we're at the bottom, but the Most High is going to bring everything, right side up, beginning with the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So right now, America and the so-called white man are a laughingstock throughout the whole world. Okay, because people saw your weakness. People saw that you ain't the same individual that you once were. Okay, and not only that, but people see through you now. They see that you're the devil. Okay, because you're going around killing innocent people. Okay, hundreds of thousands of innocent people have been killed by the different Edomite militaries, man. Okay, so now, hey, the whole world is laughing at you, man. The whole world is mocking you, and that's a sign of your downfall. Okay, but anyways, with that, I'm gonna say call out Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Kakudash. Till next time, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, say Shalom.